Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? How you doing? It's a boy Mason, and welcome once again to the motivational channel. And for anybody that does not know this is the YouTube channel where we try to kind of like inspire, educate, and help each other to get through life in general. As you all know, life is full of stress, life is full of distress, life is full of ups and downs, life is full of disappointments. But sometimes we might need saying like inspiration and motivation to see how we're gonna go on about it. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, like I always say, I'll make a disclaimer on this channel that any of the things that I discuss here and kind of share with you, I never claim to be an authority or an expert in anything at all. These are just my thought processes and these are just my opinions. And if it's going to help somebody out there, do you know what? That is a job well done for me, because I make these videos. I do not try to get profit out of this. I do not try to get fame out of this. I just try to help to make a little contribution into the collective consciousness and try to make a world a better place and to make you a better version of yourself. That is the whole aim and that is the whole purpose of this channel, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about fear. Fear is the topic that we're going to be talking about, or the aspect of being fearful. A lot of people, most of the time, we tend to be very, very, very fearful of certain situations, of certain things, because there are so many aspects or so many reasons why we are having these feelings of being fearful. Let's start off by defining what's the word fear. What does it actually mean? So the classic, or I think the real definition, and this is not a word verbatim, the real definition of the word fear is actually a feeling of induced feeling of perceived threats and danger, which causes an effect on our metabolism or in our psychological frame of mind. And these kind of feelings tend to have a change in behavior, to cause a change in behavior to ourselves, whether physically or mentally. And some of these examples of these changes in behaviors is feelings of agitation, frustrated, or sometimes you feel like you just want to run away, escape, and just hide, basically. You know what I mean? Just don't be anywhere near that situation or that circumstance, whatever you are into, or the environment. So basically, this is kind of like a general intellectual or classic definition of fear. Now, since this is a motivational channel, we're gonna try to redefine the word fear, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Since we are here to change our perception, because most of the things that we suffer from, or most of the things that causes stress and distress in any of our lives, it's all about perception. It's all about the mind, because the mind is the architect of everything. Your reality is designed and shaped by your mind. Everything that you see and the way you live your life, it all starts from the mind and it's controlled by the mind. So by dealing with your mind and the things that you in your mind, your reality, your perception, and everything just automatically changes. And ladies and gentlemen, okay? So let's try to redefine the word fear. So fear, in our new definition, is actually facts, evidence, appearing real. It's an acronym. That's what it is. Facts, evidence, appearing real. These are all just perceived thoughts. These are all just illusions. These are all just beliefs, indoctrinated beliefs that has been stored in your subconscious mind. And if anybody who's been following this channel, any of my previous videos, I always talk about the subconscious mind and the importance of the subconscious mind. It is 90% of your mind, and it controls, stores, and kind of like drive your everyday to day life. So most of the things that have been stored inside your subconscious mind influence your actions or your non-actions. So Fear is nothing else but facts, evidence appearing real. Most of the time, most of us, we are scared or we are fearful of certain situations or scenarios that we could be doing, but because we've got certain beliefs that have been stored inside our heads, our minds, and we made conclusions about these things. So we never attempt or even try to do anything because we have believed something. So let me tell you something about fear. What fear does is basically it gives a form and substance to something that is not real. Because when you make something real inside your mind, that thing, whether it exists or does not exist, it just creates, or it just all of a sudden it will have form and substance. It becomes a real, even though it's non-existent. So that's where most fearful thoughts or fearful emotions or thought patterns come from. It's because you are just creating something out of nothing, something that is not there, but you have given it form and substance. So it becomes, and it looks and it feels and it smells, and it smells real to you, even though it's non-existent. Because that's the power of the mind, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I always say to you, take care of your subconscious mind. Be mindful of everything that you put inside your mind, because every single thing that you stored and believe inside your mind, it just creates substance and form. And this will have an it will have an effect on your everyday to day life. Your reality is shaped by your subconscious mind. So there are certain ways or certain channels of how to confront fear. One of the things that you can do is to face whatever thing that you are scared of, whatever thing that you are fearful of. Try to confront it. Try to look at it in the eye. Try to have an audience with it. And what you're going to see, and this is no word of a lie, what you're going to see at the very moment you try to actually look at it into the eye, give it focus, give it attention, what's going to happen is automatically that thing would disappear, because it does not exist. How can something that does not exist be there? Only inside your mind. But focus on it. But your mind is not going to go hold on to that focus or that thoughts. Do you know why? Because it's non-existent. That thing you're scared of or you're fearful of will just disintegrate, will just absorb, and you will lose form and substance. So that's one other thing you can't do. These are just hints and tips of how to overcome fear. Another thing you can do as well is try to what am I trying to say? Try to have people around you who can encourage you and support you to confront whatever thing that you are fearful of, scared of. Have good people who can give you, sometimes we always talk about peer pressure. We always say like, oh, be careful of the people that you surround with. Sometimes you need that kind of peer pressure as well, especially if it's peer pressure that's going to lead you to confront your fears. Sometimes you need people who can who can drive you, who can push you to overcome your fear. So surround yourself with people that can kind of like help you to confront your demons or your fears. Because all those phobias, yes, most of the things are just demons or non-existent illusions. That's why I call them demons, okay? So, yeah, try to have a peer pressure. Have some people around you that can help you to confront whatever that you're fearful and scared of. The other thing you can do, always, before you do something, try to have a critical analysis of it. Have a right approach. Try to think how you're gonna do certain things. Instead of just rushing into something, try to sit back, relax, and give it thoughts and a critical analysis. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do A, B, C, and D. So once you plan you're going to see that whatever that you've been fearful of, it will just dissolve, because you have given it a plan. You have given it time and space to think about it and to see how you're going to execute, how you're going to approach whatever situation it could be or it might be. So that's another solution. That's another tip, another hint. The other thing you can do as well is, if you are fearful, if you've got certain kind of phobia, if you're kind of fearful, it does not matter what it is. It could be either driving, heights. It could be either flying an aeroplane, swimming, whatever it could be. That's why I'm not giving any specific example, because it could be anything. Anything that you've got phobia of, anything that you're scared of, anything that you've always feared or have never ever even attempted to do, because in your head you just thought, you know what, I'm petrified of it, I'm scared of it, I can never ever do that, I can never imagine myself doing that. Do you know why? Because you are believing what you've just stored inside your subconscious mind. That's not you talking, that's the subconscious mind. Things that have been indoctrinated inside your head, and these are just repeating themselves, and you are believing these illusions or delusions. So the other thing you can't do, repetition is the master of everything that you want to do. The more you do certain things, try and try and try again. If you are scared of swimming, just one example. If you're scared of driving, one example. If you're scared of heights, one example. If you're scared of flying an aeroplane, one example. Try to do that more and more and more than once, more than twice, more than 3 times, more than 4 times. Do it more. The more you do certain things, the more you create perfection, and the more you create mastery of whatever it might be. So that's another thing. Try to do it as much as you can, as often as you can, and you're gonna see your fear will just dissolve, will just disintegrate. It will lose its form and substance. Like I said, fear is nothing but an illusion that it has been given form, it has been given a body and substance, but it's just your mind that's giving it form and substance. But in reality, it's non-existent. But by doing it, whatever it is, whatever it could be, by doing it more often, it will just lose value, it will just lose its form, it will just lose its substance. So that's another thing you can't do. The other thing as well that you can't do, you could possibly do, is always try to what am I trying to say? Try to think it through, or breathe in. I mean, just relax. Just relax your mind, because you know your mind is always rushing in different places, right? So just relax. Just relax your mind, and and say to yourself, breathe. Take a deep breath, and say to yourself, you know what? I'm gonna try to do that, but in a calm approach. Because sometimes when you do things when you do things just in haste, and you're rushing things, and you're not giving yourself time and space to think, you're just jumping into certain things, but you know what I mean, you haven't even given much thoughts and much preparation to it. So sometimes just relax, breathe in, take deep breath, and say to yourself, I'm gonna do this. I can do this. I'm gonna do this. I can do this. So once you do that, you are retraining your mind, your subconscious mind. You are actually, because the thing is, the process of thinking, do you know what it does? Every single time when you're thinking about something, what you are essentially or effectively doing is designing a program. You are actually coding. You are writing a new code into your computer, and your computer is your mind. So by the simple task of thinking and believing what you're thinking, you are actually writing a code that's going to be stored. You are drilling information that's going to be stored inside your subconscious mind. So whenever you give yourself time and space and think everything through, you are writing a new program. You are designing a new program. And when you're designing a new program that is in contradiction to the old program, do you know what's going to happen? The old program, which is fear, being fearful, will just disintegrate, will just dissolve. It will stop existing again. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the thing. Stop being fearful. I know it's not that easy. It's easier said than done. I know that for fact. But there are so many ways you can confront all of your phobias. There are so many ways you can try to confront all of your demons, and you're going to see that they do not have no value at all. These are just things that are pretending to have form, but they do not exist at all. They only exist in your mind, but in reality, they are non-existent. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, quick summary to this quick video. Fear is nothing but facts, evidence appearing real. Facts, evidence appearing real. They're not real. There is no facts. There is no evidence. All they're doing is just pretending to be real. And they are pretending to be real simply because you are giving them energy. You are giving them form and substance. You yourself, we all have been indoctrinated since our younger days. We all have been made to believe certain things. Imagine when you was growing up and your parents have always told you, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. What you're going to do is you're going to store that inside your mind, and you're actually going to believe what your parents, what society, what everybody else, your community has made you to believe. And you are actually going to not doing that, because you have given it substance and it's stored inside your subconscious mind. So you can retrain. The good thing about our minds is that, especially the subconscious mind, which takes a big chunk of your mind, ladies and gentlemen, 90%. Every single thing that you do, every single thing every action that you take is controlled and driven by the subconscious mind. Everything. So by reprogramming, by getting rid of all the programs, all the thoughts, all beliefs, all indoctrination that has been drilled inside you, get rid of all of them. You are writing a new code. You are writing new information. And the other thing is, your mind will never know exactly what you intending to do or what you want to do, unless if you put in the information that you want to do. It's like our mind basically works like a computer or a search engine in a computer. You know, when you type in information on the search engine, Google, Opera, whatever it is, when you type in whatever information that you're looking for, the computer will give you, or the search engine will give you the information that you're looking for. The search engine is not going to guess. It's not psychic. It's not going to guess what you are intending or what exactly you're looking for. It will just present the information that you just type in. That's exactly what our mind does. That's what our subconscious mind does. Everything that we have believed, instead of typing, but everything that you have believed, it will just be presented to you. Our subconscious mind is like a search engine. It will just give you what you type in. It will never say, oh, no, you meant to write this. No, it just give you whatever that you type in, and that's information that you're going to get. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the most important thing, if you forget everything else that I've said here today, most important thing that you can take with you and bear in mind all the time is that fear is nothing but perceived thoughts. Fear is nothing but illusions. Fear is nothing but facts and evidence that are appearing real, but they are not real. There is no facts, there is no facts, there is no evidence at all. These are things that pretending to be real, but they do not have any form and substance. Your mind, it's only your mind that is giving it form and substance. Everything that your parents have taught you, everything that your school have told you, your school teachers taught you, everything you've learned from your work colleagues, your peers, everything that society and community has told you, and you've believed it, that's what's stored inside your mind, and that's what's causing you to have all these kind of phobias, but you can't confront them. Have a face-to-face or one-to-one with them, and you're gonna see them. Whatever it is, it does not matter what kind of phobia you have. when you confront it, when you actually look at it in the eye, it's going to form, it's going to dissolve, it's going to disintegrate, it's going to lose value, it's going to lose that substance and form, it's going to lose that physicality or that reality that you've given form to it. Everything will just disappear because it does not exist. It is all in your mind. So that's the message that we want to talk about. That's the message that we're talking about today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope it does help. I know that I haven't been articulating myself clearly and properly the way I want to, but I really hope you get the gist of the topic of the video, of the subject that I really wanted to drill inside your head, which is fear is nothing but perceived thoughts, illusions, fakes, evidence that appear real. They're not real. You can't do it. Whatever, if you've always wanted to drive a car, you can't drive it, because 5-10 lessons later, when you're going to do your driving test and you get your test certificate, what you're going to do is you're going to sit back and you're going to say to yourself, why was I being scared of? Why was I being fearful of? As a matter of fact, you're going to be laughing at yourself and thinking, why was I such a fool? Why did I believe all those illusions? Because there was nothing to be fear of, nothing to be fearful of. You can see yourself driving a car and you feel good. Why was I feeling that way? Because it was just in your head. Same thing with swimming. Just because you've never been in water and you've never actually tried to swim, and you're going to be scared because all you're thinking is, oh, what if such and such happens? Because that's another thing that we do most of the time. We're always thinking of the worst case scenario. What if this happens? Oh my God, what if this happens? But with the ratio of probability or the ratio of possibility, okay, it can go either way. It can go either bad or it can go either good. So why aren't you focusing on the good results? Why aren't you focusing on the positivity? Do not dwell on the negative. Why would you want to think the worst case scenario? Think about the best case scenario. Don't be so negative and don't be so hard on yourself, because if you do that, what you're going to do is you are always going to be, you're going to give up before you even start to do anything, basically, because you're going to be thinking, oh, if I swim, what if I drown? What makes you think you're going to drown? If I drive a car, oh, I'm going to crash. What makes you think you're going to crash? If I fly an aeroplane, because of gravitational force, the moment we get on the plane is going to fall to the ground. Why would you think like that? It's simply because you are thinking of the worst case scenario. So one of the things you can do, in addition to things that I've just said earlier, try to have a positive result, a positive outcome. Focus on the positive outcome of things. Look at the brighter side of things. Basically, do not dwell on the negative all the time, because you're going to be focusing on the negative instead of embracing and look forward to the brighter outcome. Look forward to the fantastic feelings of emotions, how happy, how delighted you're going to be. Focus on that. And you're going to see, ladies and gentlemen, you can confront any fearful emotions and thoughts that you've developed over the years. You should not give up before you even attempt to do anything. Most of us, we never accomplish all of our goals and dreams and aspirations simply because we are fearful. We are thinking, oh, I can't do that. I'm not able to do that. What if such and such happens? What if such and such happens? There is nothing new under the sun. Every single thing that you want to do, somebody has already done it, and they've done it good, and they're still breathing, and they're still surviving this day. Every single thing, there is nothing new under the sun. So whatever that you think you're fearful of, somebody else has done it already, and they are breathing. Nothing has happened to them. Focus on that. Focus on that. Okay? So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a good day, and hopefully this video is going to help you to get through life and to overcome all of your fears, all of your phobias. And as long as, if you ever confronted with any situation that you're not comfortable with, or that you've got phobia of, just remember these words: fear is nothing but an illusion. It's just perception, wrongful perception, and it's nothing but facts, and evidence that are appearing real. Facts, evidence appearing real. They do not exist. They do not have form. They do not have any substance. Facts and evidence appearing real. That's what fear is. And you can confront it. I got faith in you. I got belief in you. You can do anything that you want. Nothing should ever block you. Nothing should ever stop you from doing what you want to do. And I want you to start doing that today. Whatever that you've always wanted to do all of your life, but you've always given a second thought and hesitation to it, I want you to start doing it today. And you're going to see how easy it is. And you're going to see everything will just dissolve and will disintegrate. And you're going to say, you know what? That man from that motivational video, he was right. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, you have a good day, have a good night, wherever you are. And look after yourself, stay blessed and stay safe. Respect, Mason.